Sheikh Abdullah needs to be quoted verbatim. He addressed the Constituent Assembly and said, and I quote, "Normally, under the principles governing partition of India, our riyasat of Jammu and Kashmir should have gone to Pakistan. But we chose India for its secularism, for its democracy, and its caring nature towards the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir," unquote. Now, if this is what Sheikh Abdullah said to the Constituent Assembly, today we see a complete upending of that speech and its essence. I'm Kapil Kak, a former Air Vice Marshal of the Air Force, who's a Kashmiri, born there, studied there, college there, and at the age of 17 or so joined the Air Force, flew for about 40 years, and I've been doing Kashmir defense, national security and international security last 20 years in the public domain. In 47, Kashmir acceded to India, did not merge with India. When it acceded to India on 26th of October 1947, following the raid by Pakistan into Kashmir to annex it, the ruler appealed to India and acceded, and after the armed forces landed there, and retrieved whatever they could, and the rest remain under the illegal possession of Pakistan, which it remains still today from 1947. This is very important to understand. But the key issue here, historically, is that the ruler acceded to India only for defense, foreign affairs, and communication. And he said, all other matters I will be self-governing. I will lay down the law, I will implement the law. So in other words, this gave Kashmir the so-called, which is now such a popular term, this special status. And this special status was incorporated into the Constitution of India. From 47 onwards till it was entered into force on 26th of November 1949. So there was a perfectly legal basis for Article 370. This is what was included in the Constitution, and therefore no laws could be applied to J&K without the permission of the Jammu and Kashmir legislature, or before that the Constituent Assembly of India, of J&K. We are today witnessing a situation. I make no bones about it. I have been an armed forces officer. I'm not a political animal. My assessment is that a certain element of savagery by the government in mutilating the state of Jammu and Kashmir, possibly because it's a Muslim majority state, possibly also because the center wants to ram down its own beliefs and value system. I'm talking about center in terms of the political party currently in power. It wants to ram down. So a state, for the first time in the history, post-independent history of India, has now become a union territory. Normally, logically, historically, morally, ethically, a union territory gets elevated to the states. I can give many examples of what happened by way of union territory upgradation. But in a very perverse kind of a turn of events, a state has been converted into a union territory, which means basically mutilation of the grand concept of federalism, which is incorporated in our constitution. We are not a unitary state. We are a unitary and a federal state. That again has been distorted beyond belief. Now, what these three things have done, democracy, federalism and constitution, is that they have in written and oral forms guaranteed to Kashmiri people, and when I say Kashmiri, I am including people of Jammu and Ladakh, that they will have a certain element of identity protection. Kashmiris have a sense of identity, very strong. You can say it's sub-nationalism, you can say suppressed nationalism, but they have done all that they needed to do in terms of agreement with the government of India at that time, that their autonomy will be respected, and that autonomy is acknowledgement of the fact that there is something special about the self-belief of identity amongst the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, if Jammu believes that it has no identity, it wants to be part of the rest of India and therefore does not want Article 370, it's a democratic exercise. If Ladakh believes the same, it's a fine democratic exercise. I would then think that ways could have been found to ascertain the wishes of the people in democratic terms. Do you want Article 370 or you don't want it? The way to do it, like we elect a government every 5 years. Ask the people of Kashmir through a special referendum, the part which is in our control, do you want continuance of Article 370 or not? The Kashmiris have not let down India. India has let down Kashmiris. And this is as a result of virtually chipping away at the autonomy which has been constitutionally guaranteed to the Kashmiris under the grand principles of India's federalism.